We've travelled the world and eaten everywhere from roadside bars to restaurants with Michelin stars. But there really is nothing like a bit of home cooking.
Coming into a warm kitchen filled with the aroma of a tasty meal bubbling away. It's one of life's great pleasures.
Lovingly prepared dishes with flavours that pack a punch. It's the perfect way to put smiles on the faces of your nearest and dearest. We also uncover why some recipes are so special that they're handed down through generations of the same family.
Who makes the best spaghetti? You. Right answer.
Drop in on some of the UK's homeliest tea rooms and cafes and...
Service!
Find out what chefs like to cook on their days off.
It's just much easier and much quicker.
There's nothing quite as comforting as simple home cooking. Today, the stuff that memories are made of. We're going back to childhood, revisiting holiday favourites and conjuring up tastes of days gone by. We're talking nostalgia.
Food, mate, smells. There's nothing better than the smell of something that you had when you were little.
Yeah.
And this is one of your dishes, isn't it? This is one of your nostalgia dishes.
Well, this is it. A good, proper Lancashire hot pot. Oh, yes. I'm going to slice onions, and if there's a tear in my eye, it may not just be the onions. It's almost like making, say, a casserole meets a savoury gâteau. So what we do is we get all the elements to the hot pot together, and then you layer it all up like that, and it goes into the pan, and you cook it.
Right. You can use chunk chops, you can use scrag end, but this is neck, lamb neck. When you're browning meat off, because this is what we're going to do now, do it in batches, because you just want a relatively small amount in the pan and then set it aside.
My mum, she had one of those big creamware bowls, and that bowl was used for kneading bread, for leavening it, and that was also our hot pot bowl. So even when it's used for sweet dishes, there would inevitably be brown gravy marks on the top where the hot pot had stained.
What occasion did you used to do that for, Dave?
It was a winter dish. I remember it's when you come home from school, so I'd inevitably be wet through from the rain. So I'm there drying out in front of the fire, so there's this smell of kind of damp schoolboy, the hot pot in the oven. I just used to hope that people wouldn't take all the crispy potatoes. Do you know, it's interesting, Si, I'm not quite sure what makes a Lancashire hot pot Lancashire. I'd like to think it's the black pudding.
The lamb. Lamb's prevalent.
Yeah, Lancashire, Cumbria, Cumberland. And lamb's kidneys, they're so sweet, aren't they? And
well, texturally as well, they're very soft.
Yeah.
And that's the lovely thing about them. And what we've done here, lamb's kidneys, really lovely quality. We've cored them and then we've just put them into quarters. Gravy, Mr. Myers.
onions go into the pan. A nice big spoonful of flour, ordinary flour, onto the onions. We'll coat that and cook it for a little bit. I've got some lamb stock here. More flavour now. Some sprigs of thyme, a couple of bay leaves, and a nice big spoonful of Worcestershire sauce. And that's the onion gravy.
The pot, it is hot. So what we're going to do, we're going to butter it. So just smear with butter on the inside.
Oh! I think I broke it.
Oh, you haven't broken it, have you?
Hold on. What?
Well, you always say that I'm the clumsy one. And you're quite clumsy.
I'm not clumsy. I'm an artist. 2, 3, 4. Beautiful. How easy was that? My mother would have given her eye teeth for that mandolin. Now it's the build. This layer of potato is going to cook in all the juices of the meat. Half the meat. And now we want about half this wonderful, rich onion gravy.
Add a layer of black pudding slices.
Cover over with a layer of potato slices, and as before, a layer of meat. Then more black pudding, then the gravy. But season the potatoes as you go.
The top layer of potatoes can be arranged as carefully as you like. That is beautiful.
Dot with butter cubes. That's so you get golden top.
Cover with the lid and place in a preheated oven 180 degrees C for 20 minutes. Then take off the lid and cook for a further 20 minutes until the top layer of spuds is golden.
Lancashire hot pot.
And it's your nostalgia dish, Mucker.
Just like my mother used to make. Mother. Where's the fork? Every family has their favourite dishes, the comfort foods that remind us of home.
These are our inheritance dishes, handed down through generations of the same family.
My name's Mira, I'm 34 years old. I'm a food writer and a cook, and I'm from Lincolnshire. I think if you naturally love ingredients and love food and love cuisines, then you will end up cooking from different cultures. I love Italian food, for example, but I always come back to Indian food because it's my first love. It's a smell that still sort of really grounds me the moment that I walk through the door.
Mira and I do cook together. Just do them in half.
Oh, just half?
Yes,
please. Yeah, why?
We have a little rapport with each other, and we're a little bit cheeky, a little bit naughty. We tell each other a little bit off as well. And the wonderful thing is, because she knows all the recipes now, and in a way, she knows what I'm thinking, and sometimes it's quite frightening.
My inheritance dish is a Lincolnshire sausage and potato curry. I have varied the dish a little bit from when Mum used to cook it for us when I was a kid. It uses some of the best produce that Britain has to offer and marries them together with some incredibly traditional ancient Indian spices and traditional cooking techniques. Using local rapeseed oil. We've got rapeseed fields over in this direction, that direction, this direction as well, Mum?
North and south.
These sausages look lovely, plump and juicy. Now that the pan's nice and hot, I'm just going to put them in. Food is the backdrop to everything that we do as a family. Lovely, plump, fat sausages. For me in particular, what I hadn't realised about how big a part it was is that my parents are both from Uganda, and they didn't really talk about their past very much. Through learning the family recipes, I realised that behind every recipe there was a story. I haven't cooked them the whole way through because I'll get a chance to cook for a little bit longer later. But they've just got that lovely colour on them. My parents got unceremoniously kicked out of Uganda in 1972 with 30,000 other Ugandan Asians, and they came over to the UK. I didn't really know about what life was like for them when they were growing up, and so food became a passport to the past and to my mum's memories. Now that my potatoes are partly cooked, I'm going to put some passata in there. So I'm just going to use about half of that. I'm using Mum's magic box of spices.
When we came here 44 years ago, you were not able to get a lot of Indian spices or Indian produce. So, you either starve or you change. And we thought, right, what's on our doorstep? So, it became quite an adventure for us, trying new recipes, new things, but yet keeping to the tradition at the same time.
So we can put our sausages back in now. So we're using Lincolnshire sausages, and what makes a Lincolnshire sausage isn't the breed of pork that's used, but it's the sage in there. It's a bit strange, I suppose, for Indians to be using sausages, especially with sage, because you don't find that in Indian cooking normally. But the sage goes really well with the pork, and the pork goes really well with these lovely belly-warming spices, so it works really, really well. This is looking really, really good.
I think traditions are very important. They are going to change slightly over the years, but for us, we lost everything when we came from Uganda. So we have to create new memories and new history, and we need to pass it on to our children. Wow, that looks lovely.
Thanks, Mum.
Really nice.
Keeping our family traditions alive is really important to me. And very little exists from their time in India or Uganda, and I'm already 2 steps removed. When I have my children, I want them to know what their heritage is, and one way that I can do that is passing down the sort of recipes and the stories that go with them.
What are you cooking, Kingy?
Pissaladière.
Piss of what?
Pissaladière.
So, tell us the story of your dish.
Well, I tell you, right, it was the first time I went to France, right?
Yeah.
And it was one of the first things in France I ever ate. I drove down with my sister from Newcastle to the south of France with me mum. I was only about 11. It took us about 6 days, full of camping gear, and there was a guy selling what I thought was pizza. And it was just so simple, the layers of flavour, but it was just that harmony of the sweetness of the onions, the salt of the anchovy, and then you got another layer of savoury with the olive. It just blew us away.
Well, should I do the dough?
Yeah, because literally all I'm doing is in oil and butter, I'm frying off some onion, and that takes ages, and I mean literally about 45 minutes.
Lots of onions.
Lots.
Lots.
Like 1.5 kilos of onions.
The dough. And we're using plain flour for this. The nice thing about plain flour is that it ends up, if you have this cold, the dough's still a little bit soft. So I'll just put a teaspoon of salt in the flour. Now for my liquids, for this amount of flour, I want about 125 ml of warm water. So I want about a tablespoon of honey, and that goes into the water. Dried yeast goes in. I'm going to add a big glug of olive oil. So the olive oil is basically the fat in the bread. And just add this to the flour. You've got to use a lot of butter, haven't you?
Yeah, there's a lot of butter and a lot of oil. Now, the reason that we're putting the oil and the butter in the same pan is so the butter doesn't burn. Now, what's important, you see how the butter is starting to form? That's an indication that the fat is at the right temperature to start the slow process of frying off these onions. And all I'm doing now, I'm just adding some thyme. I remember that flavour, that first flavour of going, what is that? And it was thyme. So good.
And I'm just kneading this. And back to that old adage, generally, the softer the dough, the better the bread. And pizza or pissaladière is no exception to that rule.
Now this is how gentle we're going to cook these onions. These onions should take about 45 minutes to an hour. So it's about patience. And every now and then you just got to stir it, but gently.
And conveniently, what will take about 45 minutes is for this ball of dough to double in size. So I'm just going to cover this with a damp tea towel, and while his onions cook, wait for nature to work its magic, and that's me dough.
Perfect.
Busy, busy. Let's get whizzy. Oof.
Get in. I'll tell you what I've got to do, though. Before you start that, I've just got to transfer these because we're going to put the hot onions onto that dough.
Oh, no, the dough collapse.
So it'll collapse it. Oh, look at that, man. Look, that's what you want. That's the sort of colour and consistency.
Now, what you want is a very sturdy oven tray. First off, we need to grease the tray with some olive oil. Now, I want to press the dough onto the tray, a bit like making focaccia, but not quite to the edge. Just be patient with this and just stretch and nip.
Oh, look at that, man.
Now, we want the onions to be in a rectangle about 1 centimetre in from the border of the dough. Right-o, friend. You splodge and I'll swipe.
The onions.
It's all about the onions, isn't it?
It is this dish, it is, yeah.
Now, should I or do you want
No,
to?
go
It's
on.
your dish.
I know, but you like it.
Anchovies. Kingy, you know when you're at home, what would be the occasion you think, I'm going to get a pissaladière on?
Saturday mornings, you stick it in. By about 11:30, 12 o'clock, it's ready.
Yeah.
And then you just nibble on with it all day.
It'd be great, wouldn't it, for watching Strictly and having your pissaladière.
Yeah.
Add the olives at intervals. We like to put them in the middle of the squares. It's the only dinner that you can play drafts with.
And you take the oil and you just...
So that's the anchovy oil. And you can see little Kingy, this little blonde tousled-haired tot with his big slice of pissaladière in his hands, with the olive oil going down his chin, and all that be going through his head is, when am I going to get the next one?
And literally, it'll be about an hour. I could only ever wait and I'll be back. And in the end, after a fortnight, honestly, I must have looked like that. I must have had it about 8 times a day.
Now, we want to put this into a really hot oven for about 20 minutes, but keep an eye on it. We don't want it burnt. See you later.
Is it ready?
Yeah. Yes! I must say, the smell is unreal.
Get in.
Does that look like it used to?
Yes.
Now, lovely and sticky and unctuous. Should put some herbs on the top. Oh, you're very Jamie Oliver when you do that.
Now, what I remember, the slices were big.
Oh.
Memories are made of this. That is so good.
Oh, thanks for your memories.
Oh, thanks for yours.
You had good holidays, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, defo. Oh, man.
Wasn't like this in Southport. Nothing beats a bit of home cooking, but every now and then, it's nice to have someone else cook for you.
Thankfully, all over the country, there are tasty places that make us feel right at home.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
I'm Jean Webber and I'm the proud owner of the Cabin Cafe, which has been in my family since 1932. It's got a lot of history to it. We're very proud of it.
Morning.
I'll have bacon and mushroom takeaway.
We'll give you a shout when it's ready, my love.
Okay.
It started off with a little tea stall. It was a brand new chicken shed, if you know what I mean, with the up flap and serve the teas from outside, like a little tea stall. Then my father extended it for a couple of 3 tables and chairs inside. through the years, you know what I mean, it got extended and extended. Then when they wanted to retire, I got married and we took it over, you know. So I have been here most of my working life. The cabin. Hello? Right, I put Mark on. It's your friend up the road. These days, I run this place with my son, Mark.
Eggs, bacon, sausage. Any sauce? I'll give you some sachet. I think it's very important that it's family run. My mum's a bit of a star. She's very, very Cafe through and through. I think if you cut her in half, you'll see cabin cafe written through the middle of her. She gets up at some ridiculous time in the morning to come in here, especially to get things all set up. Honestly, to be 78 years old nearly and still doing what she does, it's quite amazing.
The food we do here is all home cooked, which I think is very important. With the truckers, they all come down from the north and they're out for the week. So they want a bit of home comfort. They've got their lorries to sleep in, but they want a decent meal. And they come here because they know they're going to get a home-cooked meal, freshly cooked. We serve all-day breakfast. Lunch times, we do ham, egg and chips, corned beef, egg and chips. All the pies will be peas and beans and gravy. And then we make curries, beef casseroles. Sometimes when they look at our boards, they say it's too big a selection. Means a lot to us, the whole family. And I think a lot of my customers appreciate that it is a family-run business because there's not many of them around now.
I've been coming here a long time. I've seen people come, I've seen people go. I've actually seen people grow up, which is actually fairly unique in a business.
I've been coming here for about 40 years, I should think. Hopefully I'll be coming here for another 40 years. I doubt it, I'm 74 now, so their cooking ain't done too bad for me, has it?
I've been coming here a long time, probably 25 years. And Mark and the gang and Mum, and we've known them all for years, so they're all friends. It's like coming home, really.
They're a part of our family, really. They come in, they tell us about their families, they know all my family, and, you know, I mean, we're just one happy family.
We all started to go to Spain, didn't we?
We did. We were off, dude.
I know, and we brought all sorts of things back with us from our holidays. And there's one dish that I love that you find in little backstreet cafes, the one with sausage, chicken, seafood. Paella or paella.
Yeah.
Oh, viva España. Now, this is cooking chorizo. Like your chorizo, you know, the one you get that's like a log that you chew. Don't use that for this. Cooking chorizo is a raw sausage, and it will need to be cooked.
Chicken thighs. Cut about that size. OK? And then we want to put that in the hot pan with the olive oil and put some colour on it. Don't forget the old thing. Don't overcrowd your pan and make sure your pan's got some heat in it.
I remember the first one in our family to go, like, to the Mediterranean was my Auntie Edie. And she went off to Mallorca.
Did she?
Oh, and she brought me back as a little boy this red silk tie with a picture of a bullfighter on the front. And it was on white elastic. I love that tie. Chorizo goes in with the chicken. And that cooks down. Take 4 flat cloves of garlic. We want to smell of garlic. We want that flavour to take us back.
I was thinking, when was the first time I had paella? And actually, my sister went backpacking to Morocco.
Morocco?
And she went through Spain, and then she came back. She cooked paella that you'd brought back from Spain.
I'll just do the garlicing for you, Si.
Now we're getting into the flavour and smells, aren't we?
But it really was a peasant's dish, this. It was a whey with some rice. You used up really whatever you had.
Well, traditionally it was rabbit, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Do you know, as paellas go, you know, it may not be kind of purist, sort of from the foothills of Andalusia, but it's certainly from the foothills of the memories of my Auntie Edie.
Yeah.
And it's really, really good. We have to have tomatoes, 3 fat, juicy tomatoes. We want the flesh, not the skin or the pips. So what I'm doing is, I'm halving them.
It's a good tip, this, actually. Makes a lovely, lovely sauce.
And I want to take the seeds out. I'm just going to grate the tomatoes, try and keep the skin.
I'll put a little bit of seasoning in this. A little bit of salt.
That's just the meat of the tomato. No pips, no skin, and that's what you want.
Now, to cook the tomato off, what we're going to do is we're going to move the meat to one side. And then Dave's going to put that in there like that.
And now we want the zest of a lemon.
Oh, yeah. Now it's starting to smell like holidays.
Yeah. And I want a teaspoon of smoked sweet paprika. The smoky paprika gives it that almost cooked over fire taste. Now the saffron. The rice is going to be a wonderful golden colour, that's the saffron. And I'm using a reasonable amount of saffron, and I'm just going to put that into some stock. I've got a pan of hot chicken stock here. A couple of sprigs of thyme. 3 bay leaves. 3. And now some greenery. So what I'm doing is, I'm just going to chop these green beans, and I'm keeping the tails on. Look at that.
Lovely. Lovely colours as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Deep reds.
Well, it's all the colours of Iberia, isn't it?
The Iberian Peninsula.
Well, it looks like the tie that my Auntie Edie bought me.
Lush, man.
Oh.
Right, now it's the stock,
Stock.
isn't it? Yeah.
Let's just pour. Now, it's not like a risotto where you're constantly dribbling in kind of ladles full. This, you bung it in. I'm going to keep a ladle full back, so in case it starts to dry out, I can top it up.
And just to bear in mind, the stock needs to be hot, not cold.
Yeah. Now the rice. This is paella rice, or indeed, you can get away with the risotto rice. You sprinkle the rice in, so it's kind of quite an even layer. Now that saffron, it's soaked into the stock. The stock's got a wonderful golden colour. And you get more value out of your saffron if you soak it first.
Now, this is the only time you ever stir your paella. After the saffron goes in.
Now we leave that to simmer away for about 12 to 15 minutes until the rice is cooked through.
As Dave says, we want the rice to cook through, but we take a piece out, we taste it. It needs to be slightly al dente because when we put the seafood on, the seafood needs time to cook and we don't want to overcook the rice.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah,
Yep.
it is.
Right, I'm going to put some more stock on, just to make sure it doesn't dry. So just place the prawns on the top. I'll try and do them nice.
I'll get the mussels.
The thing is, a paella, the pan goes to the table. So you want a bit of loveliness in your decoration. Now we just need to steam this until the prawns are cooked through and the mussels are open. So just let that steam for about 10 minutes and you will have a paella that is fit to serve for Julio Iglesias at his birthday party. It's that good. prawns should have gone red and the mussels should have opened. Bar.
Hey, get in.
You put the lemon on. Now, what a picture to put this on the table. Some say paella, some say paella, but what we say is, it's really, really good food. Shall we?
Yeah.
It's all about the rice, isn't it?
Certainly is. And that's cooked to perfection. Oh, that is good.
Where are you going on holiday this year? Magaluf?
No, Wengarola.
Don't need to with this. Britain has an army of creative chefs who day after day send out sensational dishes to customers in their restaurants.
They work long hours toiling over their stoves.
But at home, what's their idea of comfort food?
Check on one pig head, one soup to follow the vet. I initially moved to England. My girlfriend, actually, who I met in Australia, she's from Doncaster. Eventually, we decided to move into Sheffield. I've been here ever since. My passion for food comes from several different places. My mum's quite a good cook. On my father's side, they're all Spanish. And I think in Australia, it's, you know, very multicultural, and influences on food come from all over the world. Here, our kitchen can be very busy. I do enjoy busy shifts. It's what you do it for. You get the entire week sort of builds up to the Saturday night, I guess. Working at such a pace all the time, when I am off, when I am at home, I do enjoy a bit of a more relaxed pace. You know, I'm not particularly known for rushing around on my days off. It does my girlfriend's head in a little bit, but yeah, it's my downtime for sure, and I like to keep it at a sort of slower pace. Cooking at home for me is quite a contrast to the kitchen. Cook at work, you have a menu to work off. It doesn't change every day. When I cook at home, I experiment for the most part. You cook the food that you want to cook, you know, when you want to cook it. I do personally quite enjoy a barbecue. I know that sounds quite stereotypical, but I really enjoy barbecue meat or vegetables. Being at home, I like to marinate the meat, sometimes really heavily with a lot of spice. Other times just really simply, like a nice cut of lamb, for example, pairs really well with just some rosemary, garlic, salt, pepper, and olive oil. When barbecuing that, you get a nice natural smoky flavour from the barbecue. Then take a sort of basic flatbread, so just make a really simple dough. No need to prove it, just roll it out and get it straight on there. And that cooks in no time, and again, you get that real smoky flavour. I love cooking, and I love everything about food. I enjoy being able to cook for other people, get the rewards of enjoyment from them. My grandmother's probably the biggest influence. She is a fantastic cook and has sort of tried to teach me. Now I'm slowly getting, you know, good books on the cooking side of things. When I started, I wasn't quite good enough, but now I think after 10 years, I'm almost there.
dude, I've got to separate 12 eggs, so I'm going to be here for a while.
We're going to make a trifle. It's kind of combining two of our favourite things. Black Forest Gâteau and trifle. Put them together and you've got a Black Forest trifle gâteau.
Yeah. No. Yeah, you do.
It works, doesn't it?
No, it definitely works. And it's lovely. It's a lovely recipe, this.
All good trifles start with a custard. So we've got milk, cream, lots of cream. We're using proper vanilla, Madagascar vanilla pods. If you can't get the pods like this, get vanilla bean paste or vanilla extract. Don't use essence. Essence is kind of synthetic. Mind you, that's what my mother would have done. So whilst this is coming to the boil, I'm going to melt some chocolate because it's a chocolate custard. And you don't need to do much with your chocolate. You'll find as the heat comes through your bain-marie, it'll just melt gently. What was the core thing in the trifle when you were a kid?
Can you remember those, like, sugary finger things that you used to get?
Boudoir biscuits.
Boudoir biscuits, yeah. And then my mum used to...
What's a boudoir biscuit?
I
A
don't
bedroom
know.
biscuit?
It is a bedroom biscuit. What's all that about?
Aye.
So, yeah, what was yours?
It was Madeira cake, but it'd be like, sometimes it was one that was bought, you know, wrapped in cellophane. Yeah. Definitely cellophane, nothing, you know, fancy. Then you've got a booze element, obviously.
In my family, as I'm sure in yours, we were very keen on that.
Well, no, we weren't.
The booze element.
My dad was teetotal, you see.
Was he?
Our complete consumption of alcohol was 1 bottle of sherry a year.
Really?
So there'd be a little nip at Christmas, and then the rest went on your Madeira cake in your trifle.
Right, listen, 12 egg yolks. I've whisked them a little bit so they've changed colour. And then you want 4 dessert spoons of cocoa powder.
And remember, it's cocoa powder, not drinking chocolate.
Yes, do remember that.
So many people try and make chocolate cake, and they'll get their thing of drinking chocolate. It's not, it's cocoa powder. This is a secret, isn't it, Kingy? Sometimes when you make your own custard, it goes like old Doctor Who monster. Stick some corn flour in.
Bob's your uncle. So 2 of those, and then the sugar. Lovely. In we'll go. And whisk. Preferably with an electric beater. But if you haven't got one of those, you're going to have to use your arm.
Right. Are you ready?
No.
2, 3, 4. I'll try not to burn my friend's hands.
Oh, yes. Nice one, dude.
Right, now, the chocolate. Now, just pour this in and keep whisking.
What we're going to do now, we're going to transfer that to a pan because we need to cook the flour out.
The corn flour will heat up and thicken, and then the egg yolks will cook, and we will end up with chocolate custard. Two grown men looking into a pot of chocolate custard. It's beautiful.
It is beautiful.
Yeah.
That's what we need. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to transfer this because look at the consistency of this now, Dave. Oh, come on.
Ooh.
Look at that. And we're going to show you a top tip. Mr. Myers has got some cling film. And now this is quite important because what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that the custard doesn't form a skin. So as it cools, what we need to do, we need to put this cling film right on the surface of...
That's me told.
Just put that there like that. Aye. And that means that skin won't form because there's no air between the cling film and the custard.
Should we have a cup of tea while that cools?
Yeah, why not?
Put the kettle on.
Good man.
Do we have a skin?
We do not.
I told you to put the cling film right down, right on the top. Now, we've just knocked up a very simple chocolate cake. I could use chocolate brownies.
Lovely, that.
Now, Mr. King, and I'm going to cut some cake fingers and spread with jam. Sandwich together and arrange in the bottom of a large trifle bowl. Pour over the kirsch or cherry brandy. Then sprinkle over the cherries.
Oh, look at that. Now, the texture. Put a layer of amaretti biscuits over the cherries. Then pour over the custard in a thick, even layer. I don't know about you, but at this point, I really get quite excited.
Yeah. Just put that there. There you go.
Look at that.
Did you have a trifle bowl when you were a kid?
Not that I can remember. Because my mum was a florist for a bit, so it was whatever she didn't have flowers in was used.
Yeah, we had a bowl that my nana won. I think it was a rose bowl that had been converted. She won it in bowling.
Oh, mint.
And that was always our trifle bowl. Well, it was our trifle bowl, our salad bowl. I think it was an everything bowl, really, because we only had one bowl because we were really poor. Now, like most good building projects, this needs time to settle. So pop that back in the fridge, let it settle, let all the booze soak into the biscuits, to the cake, and then we're kind of ready for the final flourish.
And just like laying concrete, turn, tamper. No wonder your mother used to get you to whistle. Because if you whistle, you know he's not eating.
But licking the bowl, again, when you're a kid, I don't do it now. But just all this nostalgia's making me think.
I don't do it now, you so do. So what I've got here is I've got some lovely cherries. Look at those. Look at the colour of those. Beautiful. Does that not say a Black Forest to you? It does. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to dip them in chocolate and then we're going to decorate it with just that.
When ready, whisk the double cream until it forms soft peaks, then smooth this over the custard. I mean, you can put like little piggies on the top if you want. Decorate with more crushed amaretti biscuits, chocolate dipped cherries, and maybe some chocolate curls.
Ooh.
Well, it's ideas from our childhood, it's nostalgic. I think we've created something that's unique, but by heck you want to eat it, don't you? Look at that.
Anticipation's killing us. What do we reckon?